Hello traders, and this is Dave with the Compass Options Live Trading Room. Just putting out a quick video on some trades we did today on one stock. We actually had several trades today, but I wanted to point out one just to give you an overview of the Compass system and how accurately it predicts these stock moves for these highest probability trade setups. First, I'll go over the disclaimer. All signals and trading opportunities we provide here at Right Line Systems are for educational demonstration purposes only. Trading is very risky, so you should never trade with more money than you can afford to lose. And neither myself or Right Line are licensed financial advisors, so we won't be giving financial advice. So I just want to go over the criteria that we use to find the highest probability trades using the Compass system. If you've seen these videos before, this will sound familiar to you. We're looking for a break out of a dynamic compression zone. The dynamic compression zone is a zone that's created dynamically by the Compass system to identify compressions, obviously, that we're looking to break out of. We're looking to use a Heikin-Ashi reversal candle as our entrance, or right after the Heikin-Ashi reversal candle occurs. The Heikin-Ashi reversals give us a confirmation of the reversals as opposed to just using standard candlesticks. So we prefer to use Heikin-Ashi candles for those. We're looking to take the stock breakout in the same direction as the stock's current trend. So if it's bullish, green on the day, we would only go long. Red on the day, we would only go short. We're not looking to counter trend trade. The Compass system produces, it uses the Laguerre modified oscillators for momentum, and they're modified in the fact that they strip out the divergence, which really is of no use at all, and focus specifically on just momentum. And we do that for the current time frame, which is generally 5-minute chart if we're trading on the daily, but you can use it for any time frame you want. And then we have a modified Laguerre for multi-time frame, which is looking for at the momentum on multiple time frames to make sure all of these time frames are all aligned with momentum occurring at the same time. And that'll tell us whether the institutions are in there buying or selling. And that's the only trades we want to take, are trades that the institutions are buying or selling. We're also looking for Bollinger Band expanding, the bandwidth expanding when we take the trade, which is almost always the case when you're breaking out of a dynamic compression zone, but it shows, obviously, it solidifies the compression break. And we want to select stocks that have relative strength or relative weakness to the SPY. Not RSI, but relative strength to the way the SPY is operating. So if the SPY is up 1%, we would be looking for stocks that are up more than 1%, and vice versa on the short side. If the trade may be a swing trade, we want the daily chart to align with our intraday chart. So if we have an intraday bullish chart, we want the daily chart to also be bullish, so that we can give the stock a little bit more room to breathe, and also take it overnight if we need to. And there's a pop out of the box signals that also adds conviction, which I'll explain to you and show you that. And again, patience is the most critical thing. We have to wait for these setups to come to us, and then we go ahead and take these very high probability trades. One of the things we say is we're going to trade the best, and we're going to skip the rest. And that's what the Compass system does for us, is allows us to know when the institutions are in there, so we can join the institutional traders and ignore the trades that the institutional traders are not in. So look, I'll show you a couple charts. This is one I think I showed in the last video I did, but I just kept the slides up here. This was on Oxy, and on the 19th. And again, this was a compression break, dynamic compression break that occurred right here. This is where the breakout occurred. You can see that all of the Compass systems are all either blue or green, which is bullish. Blue and green are bullish, yellow and red are bearish. So we get a break right here, and we rode this up, and you can see that it's just we get a couple of dojis, but it went right up, and we got a nice, I think 35 or 40% gain on this option, on this particular trade right here. We also traded on the 19th. We took a short trade on this was on Zillow, and again, compression was here. It broke down with this pop out of the box signal. That's what this blue arrow is. Notice that all of the Compass indicators are red, very easy to spot. And we entered right here. The stock moved down in a little bit of a herky-jerky fashion, did some more compressing, but everything is still red. There's nothing here to tell us to get out of the trade. And I did get out of the trade here, even though I could have stayed in, and the reason was I had a price target set on our puts, and it got filled right there, so I didn't have to watch it all day to see. But it wasn't a very long trade. And what I'm going to do now is I want to drop down to this is a live chart from today. It's not really live right now, but I want to talk about a trade that we took today, and this was a bearish day. So I actually took a long trade this morning. I took this trade 3 times today. This was on ALT, and it was set up tremendously. It was really so strong. If you watch the market today, you know it was extremely bearish. So this was really strong this morning, and this was where we get into the trade right here. We had a dynamic compression zone right here that was set up. It disappears, of course, after a while, but we had some pop out of the box signals. This is where I get into the trade right here at 2024 right here, and it popped up, and I exited I had a price target set right here, and it popped up pretty nicely, and it went up about 70 cents in just those 3 candles, and that was a really nice profitable trade. But it was one that I had on my radar for the rest of the day, and if you watch it here, it did exactly the same thing again here. Again, back here, you notice that everything was green. We had all green here. Notice we got a little bit of a yellow here. So we had this telling us that the institutions weren't all in there buying right now. There was some on the current time frame. There was a little bit of less buying and a little more selling on the part of the institutions. But the multi-time frame, which is telling us that what's happening on multiple time frames, was still green. And then as soon as this turned blue and then went green again, this tells us that the momentum was back in the trade again. And this was another compression breakout, which we got in right here on this candle, on that pop out of the box signal, and up it went. And again, we get up here, we had a pullback profit taking. As soon as we started to see that candle, we get out and took profits in that. And I think there was one more we did as well, a little bit later in the afternoon here, right here. This was another one. You see, we had the Laguerre, current time frame Laguerre with yellow and then red. That's telling us that the institutions are not in there buying. Here they coming back in again. We had a compression zone here. As soon as it went blue and green, we get in again, and this went up again for another nice little gain on this one again, and we get out here on this red candle. So it's 3 times on that one trade. This was a very weak day in the market. It was a bearish day, but this stock had relative strength right from the beginning of the day. So I took 3 trades in it today, and it worked really, really well. And the Compass system, you can see how easy it is to identify these trades in the Compass system. We have a scanner that goes all day long, bringing up these prospects for us. And all you have to do is click on it, and brings it right up on the screen. And again, we traded some longs today, we traded some shorts today, but I just wanted you to see how effective this Compass system is in finding trades to take. I mean, even for relatively new traders, this is really pretty easy to see these kind of breakouts. When you see the dynamic compression zone, you see all the green, you see the pop out of the box symbol right here. So appreciate you listening to the video. Hopefully you'll research this a little bit more. There'll be a link on the video so that you can get more information on the Compass system and how effective this is. These setups are effective. Generally 9 times out of 10 is what the historical record on them is. So it's very, very strong. So again, appreciate you watching the video, and hope to see you in the trading room.